This is 18 Global News. First, the headlines. Rivers Local Government Commission to eliminate ghost workers through biometric verification. Wike reaffirms loyalty to Tinubu, dismisses presidential bid. Tinubu returns to Abuja after counter-terrorism meeting in Rome. FG states local governments shared 2.103 trillion naira revenue in September 2025. Israel hands over 15 Palestinian bodies to Gaza. Nottingham Forest sack poster Koglu after Chelsea defeat. Davido unveils Nigeria dates for 5 tour. Rivers State Local Government Service Commission has intensified efforts to rid the state's local government system of ghost workers through a comprehensive biometric verification exercise. The chairman of the commission, Dr. Israel Amadi, disclosed this during an interview with journalists in Port Harcourt, noting that the ongoing verification, both online and physical, is designed to ensure that only genuine and duly employed staff remain on the government's payroll. Amadi emphasized that the exercise is part of the Commission's broader agenda to sanitize the system, promote accountability, and improve service delivery across local government areas. He assured that adequate security measures have been put in place to ensure a smooth and transparent process. Expressing appreciation to Governor Siminalayi Fubara for his confidence and support, Amadi said the initiative would strengthen the integrity of the local government workforce and ensure that public resources are efficiently utilized for grassroots development. He further explained that the verification process is being carried out simultaneously across all 23 local government areas, with teams deployed to capture the biometric data of employees and cross-check their records against existing documentation. Amadi encouraged all local government employees to cooperate fully with the verification officers, assuring them that the process is not punitive but aimed at improving efficiency and transparency. Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps Mining Marshal, South Zone, have dismantled an illegal mineral storage network uncovered within the One axis of Rivers State. CSC Babawale Afolabi, National Public Relations Officer of the command, disclosed this in a statement on Saturday. According to the statement, the effort was in a bold step to protect the nation's resources and ensure the safety of local communities. It said the operation led by DSC Emmanuel Abiahu followed credible intelligence and was carried out in collaboration with officials of the Federal Ministry of Mines and Steel Development, just as the team discovered warehouses stockpiling mined minerals without valid permits, licenses, or evidence of royalty payment to the federal government. It said the illegal activities does not only undermine the economy, but also poses environmental and safety risks to residents. DSC Abiahu noted that the action was in direct response to the directive of the Commandant, General Professor Ahmed Abubakar Audi, MNIOFR, who has consistently emphasized the need to protect Nigeria's solid mineral wealth and create a fair, regulated space for legitimate miners, investors, and communities that depend on the sector for livelihood. He warned that all operators within the region must comply with the law or face decisive enforcement action, adding that the Corps remain committed to safeguarding lives, livelihoods, and the environment through sustained surveillance in collaboration with stakeholders. Federal Road Safety, Corps in Cross River State has arrested no fewer than 280 drivers for offering bribes to its personnel at various checkpoints across the state between June and October 2025. The sector commander, Mr. Innocent Tommy Etuk, disclosed this during a live program in Calabar, where he spoke on road safety measures for motorists during the Ember months. He urged drivers to resist the temptation to bribe officers, warning that both givers and takers of bribes would face sanctions. Etuk explained that the arrests were part of efforts to discourage drivers from encouraging extortion by FRSC personnel. He advised motorists to record evidence of any extortion attempts and assure that such reports would be thoroughly investigated. During the program discourse, several callers complained bitterly about alleged extortion and harassment by FRSC officers, particularly in Calabar and its environs. They listed some of the affected routes and appealed to the commander to conduct discreet monitoring to check the excesses of his officers. Etuk, while acknowledging the complaints, appealed for mutual respect and better understanding between motorists and FRSC personnel. We are all partners in ensuring safer roads, he added. Nigerian Army has held a security summit in Owerri, Imo State, engaging communities in the state on how to effectively participate in combating security challenges in their immediate environment. The event, attended by various stakeholders in the state, including traditional rulers, government officials, religious leaders, youth representatives, among others, was aimed at fostering a healthy relationship between the army and civilian society while ensuring peace and orderliness. In his opening remarks, Special Guest of Honor Major General Obinna Ajinwa called on traditional rulers and other community leaders to partner security agencies in combating insecurity by way of being cautious of activities capable of causing security breach in their localities. General Ajinwa noted that the Nigerian Army has put in their best in ensuring that communities in the southeast region are violence-free, saying the Army, through efforts of its Imo Command 34 Artillery Brigade, Obinze, has been able to tame the tide of violent crimes in some local government areas of the state. He added that the summit is in line with the policies of the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, to create harmonious relationship between the Army and the civilian populace. Hence, the theme of the summit, taking the Nigerian Army to the communities. 6 persons have been confirmed dead, while 14 others sustained varying degrees of injuries in a ghastly motor accident that occurred along the Nkalago axis of the Abakaliki-Enugu Expressway on Saturday morning. The tragic incident happened near the Nkalago flyover bridge about 9:30 a.m., throwing the busy highway into confusion as emergency responders raced to the scene. Confirming the accident, the State Sector Commander of the Federal Road Safety Corps, Mr. Henry Iwe, revealed that 22 people were involved in the crash. He attributed the accident to dangerous overtaking involving a commercial Toyota bus and a truck. Iwe explained that some of the injured victims were immediately evacuated to a hospital in Enugu by FRSC personnel and Red Cross officials, while others were taken to the General Hospital at Zangbo, Ebonyi State, for urgent medical treatment. The FRSC official also urged motorists to exercise caution and avoid dangerous driving, especially during peak travel periods, to prevent further loss of lives on the highways. Detectives at the Ondo State Police Command have apprehended a 53-year-old man, Karim Fatir, suspected to be a manufacturer of arms in Ile-Oluji area of the state. It was guarded that on the 15th of October 2025, the detectives of the Yaba Divisional Headquarters in Ondo City, acting on credible intelligence, stormed the area called Eyigun Owode and arrested the suspect. The Public Relations Officer of Ondo State Police Command, Olushola Ayanlade, confirmed the arrest in a statement made available to journalists in Akure. The statement revealed that during the course of the investigation, 2 other individuals were also arrested in connection with the crime. Ayanlade added that the command is investigating if the select is involved in violent crimes within the state, as well as to identify individuals or groups who had been receiving arms supply from him. The command spokesperson said the principal suspect, along with the arms recovered from him, will be transferred to the command's monitoring unit for further investigation. Lagos State Police Command has recovered 75 mobile gadgets and 5 laptops abandoned by fleeing suspects during a routine patrol conducted by the Rapid Response Squad in Ikeja. The operation, according to the command, was part of ongoing efforts to strengthen security and combat crimes across the state. In a statement issued on Saturday by the State Police Public Relations Officer, SP Abimbola Adebisi, the recovery followed the interception of 2 suspects who abandoned 2 large Ghana Must Go bags upon sighting police operatives near Allen Roundabout, Ikeja. Speaking on the recovery, the commander of the Rapid Response Squad, CSP Shola Jejeloye, said preliminary investigation indicates that the items were stolen property hurriedly abandoned by the suspects. The State Commissioner of Police, CP Moshood Jimo, commended the RRS operatives for their vigilance and professionalism, reaffirming the command's commitment to intelligence-led policing and proactive crime prevention. He assured residents that the command would continue to enhance patrol visibility and maintain public safety across all parts of Lagos. The command had earlier arrested 4 members of a notorious car snatching and armed robbery syndicate said to be responsible for several violent attacks on vehicle owners within and outside the state. In a statement on Friday, Adebisi said the suspects were arrested by officers of the command's tactical squads following intelligence-led operations between October 15 and 17. Commissioner for Health, Lagos State, Professor Akin Abayomi, has decried the many lives lost on Lagos roads due to delays caused by onlookers taking videos instead of assisting first responders. Represented by the Director of Medical Services, Lagos Health Service Commission, Dr. Olawale Adegbite, Abayomi spoke in Lagos at a symposium for stakeholders to mark the 2025 World Trauma Day with the theme Reducing Needles Deaths on Our Roads, Everybody's Responsibility. He urged Lagosians to respect ambulances and prioritize saving lives first before taking videos at the scene of accidents, saying that saving lives on the road was not just the government's responsibility, but a collective moral and civic duty of every Lagosian. He reiterated the resolution of the state governments to strengthen emergency preparedness and trauma response mechanisms to reduce preventable deaths on Lagos roads. He said that most trauma cases on Lagos roads were not accidents, but preventable incidents caused by human errors. He stressed that the state's emergency systems, especially pre-hospital care and ambulance services, have been instrumental in saving lives, but require continuous improvement and public cooperation. Highlighting Lagos' ongoing investment in emergency medicine, Abayomi noted that most trauma cases brought in by the Lagos State Ambulance Service recorded higher survival rates compared to those transported by bystanders. 5 suspects connected with the bloody attack on Okeode community in Efelodun local government area of Kwara State have been arrested by police operatives in the state. The suspects are Omar Babuga, Mohammed Ahmed, Aliyu Buba Alade, Sidi Buba Alade, and Shehu Buba Alade. According to the spokesperson of the Kwara State Police Command, SP Adeton Ejire Ademi, the suspects were arrested in connection with the attack on Okeode community, which occurred on Sunday, September 28, 2025. At least 12 residents of the community, including the Baale of Ogba Ayo, were killed in the bloody incident, while skulls were abducted by the bandits. Meanwhile, the Commissioner of Police, Adekimi Ojo, has blamed local residents who served as informants to bandits for the increase in kidnap incidents in some parts of the state. Addressing journalists in Ilori on Friday, the police commissioner also expressed concern over delayed reports of kidnap acts by people affected to the appropriate security agencies. He noted that instead of informing the police officer about the dilemma for necessary actions, the relations of the abducted victims would be sourcing for money to pay the bandits. Nigerian Air Force has warned its personnel to desist from participating in political activities while discharging their professional duties. The air officer commanding Special Operations Command, Bauchi Air Vice Marshal Osman Abdullahi, gave the warning on Saturday during the 2025 annual 10-kilometer walk and jog exercise organized by the NAF in Bauchi. AVM Abdullahi reminded officers and men of the force of their constitutional responsibility to remain neutral in political matters, stressing that discipline and loyalty to the nation remained non-negotiable. He further urged them to remain loyal to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the President and the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. Abdullahi explained that the annual exercise was aimed at promoting physical and mental fitness among personnel, enhancing cohesion and ensuring combat readiness. The AOC commended the Bauchi state government for its continued cooperation and support, noting that the synergy between the state and the force had created an enabling environment for NAF operations. Speaking shortly after the exercise, Bauchi State Governor Bala Mohammed commended the participants for their outstanding performance, describing it as a reflection of discipline, consistency, and determination to succeed. Represented by his deputy, Awal Jatau, the governor said the event symbolized unity and teamwork among security agencies and other stakeholders in the state. Kano State Police Command has successfully apprehended a notorious syndicate of fake police officers who have been extorting innocent citizens and committing other nefarious crimes in Kano and neighboring states. Spokesman of the command, SP Abdullahi Haruna Kiyawa, confirmed the arrest in the statement issued to newsmen. According to him, on 16th October 2025, at about 1 p.m., operatives of the command's Special Intervention Squad acted swiftly and arrested suspects while parading themselves as police officers. Those arrested include Aliyu Abbas, Sani Liasu, Ashiru Sule, Abubakar Yahaya, and Adamu Kalilu. He explained that the suspects were found in possession of several incriminating items, including a fake police warrant, card, handcuffs, 2,500 in CFA, mutilated naira notes of different denominations, and their operational vehicle. SP Kiyawa said during the investigation, the suspects confessed to engaging in a series of impersonations, admitting to using the fake police warrant card to extort innocent citizens and commit other nefarious activities in Kano, Katsina, and Kaduna states. He said the suspect will be charged to court upon completion of the investigation. The State Commissioner of Police, Cipri Ibrahim Adamu Bakori, reaffirmed the command's commitment to upholding law and order. The command, however, urged members of the public to remain vigilant and report any suspicious activities to the nearest police station. Commissioner, Adamawa State Independent Electoral Commission, Suleiman Yahaya Vokna, has resigned in a statement he personally signed and made available to the press. Vokna said he resigned to pursue other interests that matters most to him. He described his time at ADSIEC as an honor and a privilege, contributing to strengthening of democratic governance in the state. He also emphasized his commitment to the core values of integrity, impartiality, and transparency, which he stated are essential to maintaining the credibility of electoral institutions. The outgoing commissioner also extended his best wishes to the governor, the government of Adamawa State, and the leadership and staff of ADSIEC, expressing hope for their continued success in delivering credible elections. Vokna served as the commissioner at ADSIEC during a period marked by increased efforts to strengthen electoral processes in the state. Minister of Federal Capital Territory Barrister Nyesom Wike has flagged off the construction of an essential access road and bridge designed to link the body of benches with the Nile University area within the institution and research district in Abuja. During the flag-off ceremony on Friday, the minister noted that the road project extends beyond the legal body, emphasizing that Nile University and Bayes University will be the greatest beneficiaries due to the high volume of daily traffic from the two private institutions.
Say that during the last call to bar ceremony, I was ambushed. I didn't know that such a request would be made. And so when I came in, something was telling me, why not relax, don't go for that day. You have other days. But somehow I said, okay, let me just go. And then I went there, what I saw was, there are certain things that you cannot say no. You cannot say no. And so when the chairman, after his address, started commending the government, then the next thing was, as Oliver will continue to ask for more. But let me say something very important. What you did is not a request for or all about the body of benches. I never knew where Bayes University was. I never knew. It's today I'm seeing where they call Bayes University. I've never been to Nile University. So it is not the body of ventures alone that will benefit for this. The activities that take place in these two universities every day. So the greater beneficiaries of this project is not just the body of institutions that are private, private, not public institutions. They are private institutions. So I've also said that I hope these private institutions that will be the beneficiaries of this road will also say, the government is also doing something. Even in my own university, the road has been tied. If you begin to say that, then you are becoming a good citizen. And that's the rule, that's the duty of good citizens.
The minister pledged to ensure the timely completion of the road within a 6-month schedule, guaranteeing that necessary funding will be made available to the contractor, also promising to build fire service outlets within the district as requested by the body of benches.
Let me assure you, sir, not just the contractor. Don't hold the contractor responsible, hold us responsible. Because it's what that will make the contractor to perform within that 6 months. So I can assure you, if there's one road, if there's one project that were completed within the time, it is this particular project that will be completed. Say that the fire service building is in the process. When you were speaking to invite the executive secretary of the FCDA, and he said the process, I believe, by the grace of God, before the end of the month, we will have communicated to you that again will come on board.
While the Executive Secretary of FCDA, Engineer Richard Dowder, gave the overview project and its significance to the district.
Your Excellency, the Institution and Research District, as provided in the Abuja Master Plan, is a district in phase 3 of the city that is planned for the location of educational and research institutions, as well as offices with complementary residential areas. Currently, several institutions like the Bayes University, the EFCC headquarters, the Body of Ventures Complex, National Open University of Nigeria, the Nile University, and Institute of Human Virology, as well as the Medical Center and National Judicial Institute, and several others are located in this district. At peak hours, the area experiences very heavy gridlock because of traffic generation from this institution. Accordingly, and as part of the phased development of the district, the FCT administration, in line with its mandate of providing infrastructure to the city, has embarked on the construction of Collector of CO1 in the Institution and Research District. This particular project provides a critical link between the Body of Ventures area to the Nile University area with a bridge. The project would not only open up the Institution and Research District for development, it will also enhance general traffic circulation, reduce travel time, and improve safety of road users. The construction of Collector of CO1 in Institution and Research District to link Body of Ventures to Nile University with a bridge is being handled by Mr. ECC Nigeria Limited. The scope of works includes site plans, earthworks, underground stormwater drainage, box and pipe culverts, asphalt paved roads, a 3-span river bridge, as well as solar street lighting. During construction, the project will provide opportunity for job creation both directly and indirectly. And when completed, it will not only enhance general traffic circulation, it will reduce travel time.
Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Barrister Yusuf Wike, has visited the site of the recent demolition in Apo Duse following public outcry over the pulling down of buildings belonging to the Nigeria Police Force. The minister, who discovered that the site was indeed located on the electricity high-tension wires, was visibly displeased with the development and described the incident as unfortunate, stressing that government ought to enforce rules, not to break them.
Fortunate, yesterday I got a report from the development control that they have to come here to stop some buildings that are going on. You can see the high tension. And so that it's unfortunate it's being built by Nigerian police. And they applied for approval, and the development control said no, there's no way they can give approval. Look at where the high tension is. So they gave them to stop. They refused to stop, and then they have to come here for their job to make sure that the buildings are brought down. But they were arrested by the Nigerian police. So I have to come and see things for myself, and all of us have seen. Look at the high tension. How would anybody take such a risk? Assuming that there's not even high tension, the mere fact that the development control refused to give you approval, you cannot take it to your house and say you must because you have the force. And this is what has brought us here. For me to see things for myself, I'm sure the IG is not around, they're not aware, but I have to take it up to the appropriate authority that we cannot allow this. Government is here to enforce rules. Government is not here to break rules.
Explaining the background of the demolition, Director, Department of Development Control, Mokhtar Galadima, said the plot 189 in question in Cadastral Zone B14, Duse District, was allocated to the Nigeria Police Force for institutional development in 2018. According to him, the department declined the police's request for building plan approval after discovering that the site lies directly beneath a high-tension power line and within the rig.
Which was allocated to Nigerian Police Force for institutional development in 2018. The force approached the Department of Development Control for approval to commence development. We came to the site, we saw the position of the high tension, we declined to grant approval. And we wrote to them that in view of the position of the high tension, we can't grant approval. They went ahead, excavated, and we served the notice. That was in July. They ignored the notice. And then Department of Engineering wrote to us that they want to construct a bridge because there is always a flood here. And the foot of the bridge is going to be part where these buildings are. So we wrote to them attaching a copy of that letter, and it was ignored. Looking at the risks involved, we can't just put our arms because should anything happen, we will be held responsible. That's where we have to react, and we acted yesterday. Some of the enforcement officers that are attached to us, the security officers attached to us, were detained. So I had to rush to my principal and inform him, brief him on the happening, and he intervened. That's why I said we should come here for the public to know what is happening.
We'll go on a short break now, and when we return, we will continue with the rest of the stories. Please stay with us.
These are exciting times for broadcasting in Africa. The National Broadcasting Commission is set to host the 14th Biennial Conference and Exhibition of African Broadcasters, Africast 2025 in Lagos, Nigeria. Participants will experience a week of world-class expositions showcasing the very best in creativity, innovation, and cutting-edge broadcasting technological advancement and trends in the global broadcast media ecosystem. Theme: Navigating the Digital Surge, Building a Resilient Africa Media Ecosystem for the Future. Date: Monday, October 20th to Friday, October 24th, 2025. Venue: Balmoral Convention Center, Sheraton, Ikeja, Lagos, Nigeria. Time: 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily. Visit www.africastexpo.com or email info@nbc.gov.ng. NBC, your right to quality broadcasting. Announcer, Management.
Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. Now to the rest of our stories. The toll in the bandits' illegal miners' clash in Kaduna over gold has hit 17, according to an updated report by newsmen quoting a security report. ATN earlier reported 7 deaths. The clashes took place on Thursday in Kaduna State, one of several in northwestern and central Nigeria that for years have been terrorized by criminal gangs, of cattle thieves and kidnapping for ransom by bandits. The gangs maintain camps in a vast forest straddling Zamfara, Katsina, Kaduna, Sokoto, Kebbi, and Niger states, from where they launch attacks on communities. Violence erupted at an illegal mining site in Benin Gwari district when a bandit kingpin extorted gold from miners at gunpoint. Miners mobilized and killed the bandit leader, prompting reprisals from his comrades who raided the mining site, shooting and killing 7 miners, according to the reports. Since the peace agreement was signed, bandit sources of revenue from kidnapping and levies of farming communities dropped sharply, leaving them with taxing illegal mining sites, and which have mushroomed following the peace deal, according to the security reports for the United Nations. The report warned that the latest clashes may lead to a degeneration of the peace, while further clashes remain likely. Public Complaints Commission, Jigawa State Office, said it has recorded 11,244 cases since its establishment 32 years ago. PCC Commissioner in the state, Bade Osman Shehu, disclosed this while speaking at a briefing to mark the 50th anniversary of the Ombudsman in Duse. He said 9,517 of the complaints were resolved amicably, while 1,727 cases were still pending. According to him, between 1993 and 2023, the Commission received 797 complaints, resolved 460, with 337 pending. Between 2004 and 2014, it received 2,000. And resolved 1,560, with 563 pending, while between 2015 and 2025 it received 8,324 resolved, 7,497 with 1,727 pending. The Commissioner noted that the PCC had played a crucial role in decongesting Nigerian courts in the last 50 years of its establishment. Osman Shehu added that the Ombudsman's key activities include handling complaints, conducting investigations, mediating disputes, recommending administrative reforms, and promoting citizens' rights. He added the Ombudsman has expanded over the last 50 years from a single federal office in 1975 to 36 states of the nation, including FCT and 185 zones. He urged residents of the states to patronize the Commission to resolve their disputes through the ADR mechanism, describing it as a very useful means of resolving disputes at a reasonable time and is free of charge. He noted that the Commission have 5 zonal offices in Benin Kudu, Hadejia, Kazaure, Ringim, and Gomels towns to make its services accessible to residents. Nigerian Air Force on Saturday held its 2025 annual 10-kilometer walk-jog exercise in Gusau, Zamfara State, bringing together military and paramilitary personnel in a show of unity and renewed commitment to strengthening security collaboration in the fight against banditry and other criminal activities. The exercise, which kicked off at the Nigerian Air Force Quick Response Group base, symbolized a united front among security agencies working to restore peace and stability in the state. Leading the walk were the Theater Commander, Northwest Operation Hadarin Daji, Major General Oluyinka Soyele, and the commander of the 207 Quick Response Group, Group Captain Kehinde Akin Yosade, alongside other senior security officials. Addressing the troops after the exercise, Group Captain Akin Yosade commended the dedication of officers and men of the various security formations and called for sustained teamwork to consolidate recent gains in the fight against insecurity. In his remarks, the theater commander, Joint Task Force Northwest Operation, Fansan Yama, Major General Oluyinka Shele, said the 10-kilometer exercise is not just a physical exercise, but also a mental, emotional, and spiritual activity that prepares troops for operational challenges. He noted that Zamfara State has enjoyed relative peace recently compared to previous periods and urged residents to always assist security agencies with useful and relevant information that will help in getting rid of criminal elements in the state. The event concluded with the presentation of prizes to winners in different categories of the 10-kilometer walk jog. President Bola Tinubu returns to Abuja on Saturday after participating in the Akwaba process ahead of state and government level meeting in Rome, Italy. The Akwaba process is a counter-terrorism initiative launched by His Majesty King Abdullah II of Jordan in 2015. It is co-chaired by the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan and the government of Italy. The Rome edition focused on strengthening regional and international collaboration in the fight against terrorism and violent extremism, with particular attention to West Africa. The high-level meeting was held on Wednesday, October 15, at the National Gallery of Modern and Contemporary Art in Rome. Many heads of state and government attended, including King Abdullah II of Jordan, Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni, and the presidents of Nigeria, Chad, Paraguay, Sierra Leone, and Togo. Azouz Nastari, president of Algeria's Upper House, delegations from Côte d'Ivoire, Kazakhstan, Mauritania, Senegal, and Uzbekistan, special envoys and security experts were also in attendance. A statement by Special Advisor to the President, Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, said on the sidelines of the event, President Tinubu held bilateral meetings with Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni and U.S. President Donald Trump's senior advisor on Arab and African affairs, Massad Boulos. Nigerian Army has rescued at least 21 kidnapped victims, including 4 Chinese nationals, during coordinated operations across Kwara and Kogi states. This was contained in a statement by the Acting Deputy Director, Army Public Relations, Lieutenant Colonel Polycarp Okoye, on Saturday. The statement said the daring rescue was carried out on Thursday, October 17, 2025, adding that the operation involved personnel from the 2nd Division, 12th Brigade Lokoja, and the 22 Armored Brigade Ilori under Operation Pansanyama, a military offensive aimed at flushing out bandits and kidnappers in the north-central region. According to the Army, the victims, who included 14 men, 5 women, 1 infant, and 4 Chinese nationals, were freed after troops intensified attacks on criminal hideouts in both states, stressing that some of the captives were said to have been held for more than 4 months before their release. It further explained that the successful rescue was a result of the Army's renewed strategy to combat insecurity in the region. Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has denied nursing presidential ambition ahead of the 2027 general election. Reports emerged that some leaders of the People's Democratic Party are mounting pressure on him to contest the 2027 presidential election. But in a statement on Saturday by his Senior Special Assistant in Public Communications and Social Media, Larry Olayinka, the minister described the claim as another lies from idle minds who have nothing to contribute to the development of the country. The former Rivers State governor rather endorsed President Bola Tinubu's re-election in 2027. Olayinka clarified reports of a supposed PDP meeting, noting that the only meeting held on August 20, 2025 was one involving PDP stakeholders from the southern parts of the country. According to him, the outcome of the meeting was publicly released in a statement titled Purported Meeting of PDP Southern Zoning Consultative Summit, signed by several PDP leaders from the Southeast and South-South, including state party chairmen, lawmakers, and former officials. Olayinka explained that Wike remained committed to President Tinubu's political and development agenda. Federal government has commenced a comprehensive personnel audit and skills gap analysis across ministries, departments, and agencies as part of efforts to strengthen data integrity, improve workforce planning, and drive a merit-based civil service. The exercise, known as the Personnel Audit and Skills Gap Analysis Project, was officially launched in Abuja by the head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Mrs. Didi Esther Walsenjak. She said the project would correct years of fragmented and outdated personnel data that had hampered effective deployment and planning in the service. According to her, PASGAR is a key element of the Federal Civil Service Strategy and Implementation Plan 2021 to 2025, designed to reposition the civil service as an efficient, accountable, and digitally driven institution in line with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's renewed hope agenda. She explained that the initiative would deliver accurate personnel records, identify skill gaps, and ensure targeted training and redeployment in line with government priorities. While St. Jack noted that the reform marks a major milestone in the ongoing transformation of the public service, she said the initiative reflects government's commitments to innovation, talent optimization, and evidence-based human resource management. She commended the Permanent Secretary, Common Services Office, and the Project Implementation Committee for their coordination and charged the consultant firm handling the project to demonstrate professionalism and technical precision throughout the exercise. And to our business news. Federal government, state and local government councils shared a total of 2.103 trillion naira as September 2025 Federation account revenue. This was disclosed in a communique signed by the spokesperson of the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation, Bawa Mokwa, on Friday, after the October 2025 Federation Account Allocation Committee meeting held in Abuja. The figure is lower than the 2.2 trillion naira shared in August 2025. The 2.103 trillion naira total distributable revenue comprised distributable statutory revenue of 1.239 trillion naira, distributable value added tax revenue of 812.593 billion naira, and electronic money transfer levy revenue of 51.684 billion naira. A communique issued by the FAAC indicated that total gross revenue of 3.54 trillion naira was available in the month of September 2025. According to the communique, gross statutory revenue of 2.128 trillion naira was received for the month of September 2025. This was lower than the sum of 2.838 trillion naira received in the month of August 2025 by 710.134 billion naira. The communique stated that from the 2.103 trillion naira total distributable revenues, the federal government received a total sum of 711.314 billion naira, and the state government received a total sum of 727.170 billion naira. The local government council received 529.954 billion naira, while the sum of 134.956 billion naira was shared with the benefiting state as derivation revenue. On the 1.239 trillion naira distributable statutory revenues, the communique stated that the federal government received 581.672 billion naira, and the state government received 295.32 billion naira. The local government councils received 227.457 billion naira, and the sum of 134.956 billion naira was shared with the benefiting states as derivation revenue. Controller General of Customs Bashe Adewale Adeniyi has urged a paradigm shift in the government's approach to border management, calling for a deliberate effort to transform border communities from neglected zones into centers of opportunity. According to him, viewing these communities as partners to be invested in rather than problems to be managed would deliver far greater national security and economic dividends. Adeniyi said this in a statement issued during the Customs Officers' Wives Association Sustainability and Green Borders Summit held in Abuja. He noted that genuine empowerment through eco-enterprises, youth employment, and targeted infrastructure offers sustainable alternative to the cycle of poverty, smuggling, and insecurity often associated with border regions. The customs boss also called for massive and direct investment in Nigeria's border communities to promote sustainability and curb cross-border crimes, saying talking about green borders must now give way to action and funding that reaches people on the ground. He noted that transforming Nigeria's frontier communities required more than policy, rhetoric, and workshops, but real financial commitment to empower women, youth, and small eco-enterprises. You're still watching the news on Atlantic Television Network, and up next is our international tidbits. Israel returned the bodies of 15 Palestinians to Gaza on Saturday, bringing the total number handed over to 135. The health ministry in the Hamas-run territory said. Under a ceasefire deal brokered by U.S. President Donald Trump, Israel was to turn over the bodies of 15 Palestinians for every deceased Israeli turned. Late on Friday, Hamas handed over the body of another Israeli hostage. Since the ceasefire began, Hamas has handed over the bodies of 9 Israelis and 1 Nepalese student. The Gaza Health Ministry said that some of the bodies returned on Saturday bore signs of abuse, beatings, handcuffing, and blindfolding. The ministry made similar claims regarding other bodies previously returned under the ceasefire agreement. The Israeli military has said these claims were Hamas's false propaganda. 4 police officers in Colombia's capital were injured Friday after protesters outside the U.S. embassy fired arrows and explosives during a rally against President Donald Trump's policies, officials said. The Defense Ministry shared images depicting a chaotic scene outside the embassy, with one showing an officer with an arrow lodged in his arms. The protest group, which called themselves Congreso de los Pueblos, People's Congress, staged the event outside the embassy to denounce the right-wing agenda of Trump. A spokesperson for the group, Jimmy Moreno, told newsmen. The group began staging protests Monday in various locations throughout Bogota, but it did not turn violent until Friday. Colombia's leftist president, Gustavo Petro, who has found himself at odds with Trump at various points this year, said in a post on the social network X that they ordered maximum caution with the U.S. Embassy in Bogota. The protest group expressed agreement with Petro in a bulletin, but called on the government to build an anti-imperialist front. At least 15 people died in a road accident when a bus driver going to the wrong way lost control on the vehicle in northern Brazil, police said on Saturday. The tragedy involving the bus carrying 30 people happened late Friday in Pernambuco state. The driver hit some rocks by the side of the road and then got going in the right direction, but crashed into an embankment and the bus flipped over, the statement said. 11 women and 4 men died in the crash. The number of people injured was not immediately disclosed. The driver emerged with only slight injuries and tested negative for alcohol consumption, police said. He was taken to a police station. Some of the passengers were ejected from the bus, they added. And here now is our sports news. Super Falcons head coach Justin Madugu has been offered a 2-year contract by the Nigeria Football Federation. The contract would confirm Madugu's status as substantive head coach of the multiple African champions. Madugu assumed the role on interim basis following the resignation of the former handler of the team, Randy Waldrum, last year. He guided the Super Falcons to win a record, extending 10th title at the 2024 Women's Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco. The Super Falcons are gearing up for their WAFCON 2026 qualifier against Benin Republic. Madugu has listed 21 players for the game. Nottingham Forest have parted ways with manager Ange Postecoglou after just 8 matches in charge, following a 3-0 home defeat to Chelsea on Saturday. Club owner Evangelos Marinakis, who was seen leaving his seat during the match at the City ground, confirmed the decision shortly after full-time. Postecoglou, appointed on September 9 after guiding Tottenham to Europa League success earlier this year, managed no wins and suffered 6 defeats in his brief spell. The club is now searching for its 3rd manager of the season. Former Burnley and Everton boss Sean Dyche is reportedly among the leading candidates to take over. And now to our entertainment news. Afrobeat superstar Davido has announced the Nigerian leg of his 5 tour with performances scheduled to hold across 5 states between October and December 2025. According to a post shared on his official X handle, the tour will kick off in Akwa Ibom, on October 26, followed by Adamawa on October 29, Enugu on November 1, Ibadan on November 9, and will conclude with a grand finale in Lagos on December 25. Expressing excitement about returning home, the multi-award-winning artist wrote that he is excited to bring global energy home after North American tour, excited to perform locally. He described the upcoming tour as for the culture and personal. The announcement marked his first major concert series across multiple Nigerian cities in recent years, following his sold-out Timeless concert held at Tafawa Balewa Square in Lagos on April 25, 2023, and a stadium performance in Abuja later this year. Fans have since flooded social media with excitement, anticipating energetic performances and iconic stage moments as Davido prepares to bring his global tour energy back to home soil. As anticipation builds, the unavailable chrono promises that this one is for the culture, a powerful statement of gratitude and connection to his Nigerian audience. Nigerian singer Tiwa Savage has opened up about her current dating and marital opportunities. The mother of one shared that she is at a point in her life where her eligible suitors are either in their 50s or married. Featuring in a recent podcast, Savage stated that her current reality has made her open to being a second wife. Tiwa Savage assured that as a second wife, she wouldn't be troublesome to her co-wife, stressing that she's respectful and would be focused on work. Tiwa Savage was married to music executive Tunji Balogun aka T-Bills between 2013 and 2018. The couple has a son together. Both parties accused each other of infidelity after their marriage ended. And that's the global news for tonight. Before we go, another look at the major stories. Rivers Local Government Commission to eliminate ghost workers through biometric verification. Wike reaffirms loyalty to Tinubu, dismisses presidential bid. Tinubu returns to Abuja after counter-terrorism meeting in Rome. FG states local governments share 2.103 trillion naira revenue in September 2025. Israel hands over 15 Palestinian bodies to Gaza. Nottingham Forest sacks Postecoglou after Chelsea defeat. Davido unveils Nigeria Days for 5 tour. I am Francis Neka. Thank you for watching. You can follow us on our social media platforms on Twitter, now X, at Atlantic TV Net, Facebook and YouTube, at Atlantic Television Network, on Instagram, at Atlantic TV Network. Remember, peace and unity are the pathways to progress. Thank you for watching.